Wrestling fans, Boston Wrestling MWF Summer of 7 p.m., 7 nights a week has exploded online. Join the superstars and legends on Wrestling Insiders every night at 7 p.m. Spread the word. As first reported to our Boston Wrestling MWF family on Patreon, big things are happening as we wrap up our biggest spring ever and kick off our Summer of 7 p.m. beginning Memorial Day night, when brand new Wrestling Insider episodes premiere at 7 p.m., 7 days per week. We also kick off our Make-A-Wish Drive in high gear to help grant wishes to awesome kids that have been waiting over a year in many cases. After an Extreme Saturday with New Jack and a Demolition doubleheader with Axe, put the women and children to bed. As fresh from the Shawn Michaels A&E biography, Marty Jannetty returns for a Party with Marty triple header, Friday, June 18th, Saturday, June 19th, and then joining us again for the WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, Sunday, June the 20th, taping episodes of Wrestling Insiders, watch-alongs, and cyber autograph signings. It's going to be a huge weekend that demands fan involvement. Head on over to BostonWrestling.com for complete information and pre-ordering option. Let's help keep wrestling legends working and great wrestling talk show content being produced. We can't do it without you. Help us explode into summer. 7 nights a week at 7 p.m.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insider's Current Events. We are here at MWF Studios, downtown Melrose, Massachusetts, 02176. I should just set up a sleeping bag because it feels like I never leave, because there's always productions that need to be done, including, I don't know, another 2 or 3 before I even leave tonight. We're recording this just after, it's just about 3:30 here, Eastern Standard Time, before we prepare you for 6 o'clock. I'm happy to be joined by my partner in crime, longtime MWF Boston Wrestling associate, Mr. Dave Carter, known in some circles on apps as Dave Willis. Dave, it is a pleasure to have you with us this afternoon.
Yes, sir. It's hot out there, though, today, huh? You didn't mention the heat.
For the 4.5 seconds, I went from my front door to the car to the second 4.5 seconds from the car to the studio. It did feel very warm. I've needed to go to the post office now for 3 days as the Tony Atlas saga continues. That imbecile, he finally completed one of the 2 drawings he was commissioned for, and instead of mailing it to the person that bought it, he mailed the drawing to me, so I have to go mail it at the post office.
Jesus.
So I'm just, you just pile it on sometimes. I'm still at my little midget-sized table, but we're making things happen because it's the only way we know how.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right, let's kick it off. It was the June 8th, 2021 NXT. As we spoke about yesterday, Dave, can you believe it was 24 years ago today, the first WCW Nitro at the then Fleet Center in Boston? I think you said you were there for that one.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. When you go back.
Sting flew down from the top of the rafters, pick up DDP, and brought him back with him.
Yes, sir. Oh, it was unbelievable, man. Just to think back like that, it's unbelievable how fast time flies.
And you know what? That's funny. It was actually going to be a Tony Rumble CWA event before Tony realized, when the Cam Neely House reached out to him through your old friend Commissioner Von Johnson, that we'd probably sell maybe 1 or 2 sections in the Fleet Center out. So he went to his good friend Kevin Sullivan, who was very happy to help put that together with WCW. A lot of memories from that one, especially the when everybody ran in the other direction when Kevin Nash went looking for Roddy Piper after the main event in the locker room, but that's one for the book. Let's talk a little NXT, baby. What's up next? What do we got? It's going to be a big weekend with NXT TakeOver in your house, not to be confused with Wrestling Insiders at your house.
Yes, sir. We kicked off WWE NXT with Austin Theory coming down to the ring. We get a match right away. It was Austin Theory versus Oney Lorcan. Really good match. But during it, Pete Dunne comes out. Then Johnny Gargano's ringside. He comes out because they go to commercial as soon as they show Pete Dunne Always going to commercial during the matches.
Love
I actually
it.
would
They
like
love
to
the
see.
commercials.
Yeah, always during the stuff I want to see, right?
Yeah.
We had Dunn and Gargano start brawling outside the ring. The ref pulls them apart. Oney Lorcan, because of Austin Theory getting a little distracted from that, Oney Lorcan ends up winning by pinfall. I thought the match was really good. I still wish Austin Theory wasn't part of this whole thing. I wish he was by himself. What did you think of the match?
Thought a very solid match. Great way to kick off the show. Good action, good pacing. I'm not a big fan of the outside interference in every match, but it is what it is. That was how it was booked. That was how it played out. Overall, I thought the match was good, though. I enjoyed it.
Right on. From there, we get the LA Knight vignette. He's at a house. Well, it's supposedly his house. He's in the shower. He comes out, doing a whole thing, trying to work up his thing for Ted, showing how he lives and he deserves to be with Ted DiBiase. I thought it was all right. It's something different. If they're building to this match, which later on we'll talk about what happened, I think it's pretty good. What did you think of it?
Just nice little vignette to push the show along, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Right, exactly. From there, we get us, and we come back to the ring, and Santos Escobar with Legado del Fantasma is in the ring, starts cutting a promo on Bronson Reed. Reed interrupts him, shows the video of what happened last week to him. Santos obviously doesn't like what he's getting shown, tells him to get in the ring. He does. And then MSK comes out of over the barricades or whatever as well. Santos and Legado del Fantasma leave. Santos issues a challenge at the top of the ramp. He says, I want to do a tag team match with all the titles on the line. They accept. I think, honestly, because later on we'll find out that Regal accepts him and it's going to be cool. I think that's a really cool match. I really think we haven't seen one of those in a while. I think that's going to be a really cool match.
I'm not sure if I think the match itself will be really good. I don't know. I'm still iffy.
You don't
on
like the stipulation like that?
Exactly. I'm somewhere in between on the stipulation. The match I think will be very, very good.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, yeah. I mean, you got all that talent. It's got to be good. It's just, I don't know. I kind of like it because it's different. But I get what you're saying too. Not sure about it. From there, as where they're leaving the ring, Hit Row comes out, which is Swerve Scott, AJ Francis, Ashante the Adonis, and Brianna Brandy. I really like this team. I really, really like it. I think they got something here. I don't know if it'll work in WWE, but in NXT, this is really good. What do you think of them? Because we haven't reviewed NXT with them on yet, I don't think. So what do you think of them?
Well, Razor Ramon used to say he was oozing machismo. When it comes to this group, I say they're oozing charisma.
Yeah, see, so you like it too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Good. Look at that, agreeing right away. Then we get a match, which is Swerve Scott versus Killian Dane. Scott and Dane are really good. There's a lot of talent in the ring right there. Good match. Scott ends up winning by pinfall with a little assistance from his crew. I thought the match was good for what it was. Like we just talked about, the interference I could do without, but the match was good. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good way to put it. My little British friend wasn't too active, which was nice. I like Killian Dane an awful lot. Scott is someone, you know what, I think size-wise, like Adam Cole, when it comes to the big dance, it may not help him at all by any stretch of the imagination. But under the auspices of NXT, I mean, he's got superstar, he's got top of the rung written all over him as far as the NXT brand goes. It's just I've met him in person. And I know how big he is, and I just, as far as seeing that on Raw and SmackDown, I see undercard or I see main event or I see
What do you
catering.
think of Hit Row, though? Do you think that can work in WWE, what they do right now? That's what I always look at. Like, sometimes I look at their gimmicks, what they have, and see if that'll actually work on the main roster. That's what I always, once they get a solid gimmick like this. It's hard, right?
I'm going to lean more towards no.
Yeah, I get you. From there, we get Poppy arriving. I guess this is a huge thing. I didn't know she was so big into NXT. I mean, because later on, we get a little segment with her, too. Like, I don't know. I didn't know she was that popular. I know she sang the entrance for one of the things, but I don't know.
I don't know who she is, so I'm glad you
Me either. I know she's Grammy nominated. That's all they kept on stressing
to us,
is the Grammy nominated Poppy. But anyways, from there we get Candice and Indy promo. Asked why they don't like Poppy. See what I mean? She's involved that much because people like to talk about her more than them. Then Indy ends up thinking, doesn't even talk about Poppy. She goes, I think Loomis still loves me. You know, it's so random what's going on between these two.
It was a little odd, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but hey, I guess it's adding something to their storyline. Anything to say about the promo?
You know what? If this woman can help attract people to the show, I think it's great. I mean, I have no idea who she is, so it's not helping the cause with me.
You didn't listen to her
I'm going to watch
album.
Anyway, huh?
You didn't listen to the new album.
I downloaded it twice, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, unfortunately.
Right on. Then we get the Cameron Grimes vignette. Same thing that with LA Knight did. We have one for Cameron Grimes now inside his house, showing what he's got. Doing the whole thing, building up to later on tonight when Ted arrives and they're in the ring together. I really like it because it's an ongoing thread throughout the show, and it adds something to the show and to the match that they're going to have at TakeOver, which is really cool. What did you think of it? Same thing for
yeah,
before?
I mean, just a little bit of ebb and flow.
Yep, right on. From there, we get Mercedes Martinez music. She was set to come out, but Xia Li ends up attacking her from at the top of the ramp. They battle through down to the ring. The refs end up pulling them apart. I guess this is going to probably lead to a match at some point, whether they create it during the week and make it on TakeOver or whatever. But yeah, we get that. Mercedes Martinez ends up having a match, and I don't know if you caught who she wrestled because I don't think they ever said the lady's name. But I didn't see it, so I have Mercedes
Amari
Martinez.
Miller, as a matter of fact.
There you go.
A seasoned veteran from NXT.
I also was watching the Tampa Bay Lightning game,
Yeah,
so I
you
might
really
have missed
didn't
it real
care,
quick.
in other words, like a lot of
No, because obviously my Lightning come before a lot of this mess. When
Really?
done with like this. Other than wrestling itself, no, but this match I could have done with her. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll take it.
She wins in about 20 seconds. It was a quick little thing.
It was a squash.
Right on. From there, we go backstage. We get the returning of Breezango. They do a funny little promo backstage with, I don't even know her name.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, I don't even know her name. They have so many new people back. I can't even do it anymore, man.
It's like TNA back in 2013.
What I don't get is why can't they just stick with, like before when we were younger, it was always a few of them. There was like 3 or 4, and that was it. There's always someone new. I don't get it.
Well,
but yeah,
their beauty really adds to the show.
What I don't get is why is
Breezango
Breezango still down there? They should be returning to the main roster because, like we always talk about, they need talent up there.
For Breezango's sake, it's probably for the best because they'd probably be released if they were on the main roster at this point. I hate to say it, but you're
right.
I think they're fantastic. I have always been high on Tyler Breeze, especially Fandango. I think is a very solid, undercard player. I wouldn't want to call him an enhancement, but a very good undercard player. Just another you talk, Johnny.
Has he ever been with Boston Wrestling just because he's a local guy from Portland?
I've never met him that I can recall.
No, I didn't know.
I remember when Hanson, Ivar, whatever people may know him as, used to drag me to some of the shows with him so he would have someone to ride with if they were out of the area. And I do remember him setting up a ring. I don't know if I ever spoke to the guy.
All right. I was just curious because I know he's a local guy. So not local, but what I mean. Local
Yeah, he's from, I think, Maine.
Yeah, Portland.
It's a shame when I think they're really good. I think the gimmick is really bad. And
let me ask you this. Should he go back to what he was doing before with, the fingers in the air, the
dancing, you mean?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I would come up. Him I'm not as sold on as I was Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze, the NXT version, I think, could work in WWE, even though he is of a smaller stature. As far as Fandango goes, he's bigger than you'd think in person. I think being paired with Breeze makes him look smaller than he is.
I remember with Tyler Breeze, when he was first getting real hot, people were comparing him to Shawn Michaels, like a younger Shawn Michaels and stuff. Then all of a sudden, they lost
I don't know
everything
if I'd go that far, but he was very...
That's what people... That's what everybody was... But that's what people... A young Shawn Michaels, not in his prime, a young Shawn Michaels. That's what I was saying. Not 1996 Shawn
Oh,
Michaels.
all right,
I was
all right,
talking
all
about.
right.
You know what I mean? That's what people were comparing to.
Maybe a little 92. I don't know.
But
Not
yeah,
much further, but
from there we're backstage again. We see Triple H, Regal, and Poppy all talking, and then Triple H asked about the album, and she says it's coming out actually right now. And she presses a button, and he's like, and Triple H is really amazed how she can just press a button and her album will be streaming on Spotify, Apple Music.
it was something.
Right? Like, what the hell? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It is what it is. Dexter Lumis ends up showing up with a little drawing that he did for her. She hugs him. Indy sees that. She goes running off because she's crying. She's upset. She doesn't understand. Yeah, very unhappy. So I guess that segment did move the needle for what they keep on talking about with Indy and Dexter. So I guess it did lead to something, but I don't know why Triple H is even involved with it. Who the hell cares?
All the things they could involve him with to try and enhance something, and it's Poppy, whatever her name is.
Exactly. I don't know. So from there, we're commercial. We come back. We have Grimes showing up in his car. We have LA Knight showing up in his car. And then
It's like the
Ted's
Fast
already
and
in
the
the ring.
Furious.
Yes, and then Ted's in the ring. They show them. Then they go back to them getting out. It shows one of the guys saying, "Ted wants you guys in the ring," and then they show him walking up. Obviously, Grimes does a little funny something. He gets lost. LA Knight comes out first. They both end up coming out together. They get in the ring. Ted says it's the ultimate test this Sunday. Solid gold ladder starts getting lowered down to the ring, which is kind of cool. It's different. We're going to have a ladder match, he says. No one knows what, but obviously right when he said that, and when I seen the ladder, it was what, like I said last week to you, they debut the $1 Million Championship in a briefcase. I'm happy about it. I think it's great. I know you don't like it because
it's only about the seventh title they have in a 2-hour show.
Yeah, but this title's cool, man. And if Ted's going to be around with it, like, do you think?
Well, let's see. Let's see. Now that's different.
Whoever wins it, is he going to be like when he was in WWF, WWE? You know what I mean? Their manager kind of thing, or is he just doing this and then he's done?
Knowing how they focus on the youth, I would be surprised if it was a long-term thing. I think it'd be good for whoever it is he winds up with. I think it would give him, some credibility and some rub. But I just, you know what it is. They're all about youth. Whether it's interviewers, whether it's commentators, whether it's, please. I mean, even look at the managers they have. I think Ted would add a lot. I think Ted added a lot to a storyline I would care absolutely nothing about if he wasn't involved. So I think it's good that he's around. If he stays around, all right, I can tolerate it, but I think that makes 7 championships. You have the men's, the women's, the North American, the Cruiserweight, 2 sets of tag team titles. You don't even have a women's tag team division. Yeah, so the $1 Million title would make 7 titles in a brand that has a 2-hour show. Come on.
Did you say the Cruiserweight too?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
7 titles in a show that's 2 hours long. And that makes,
but you know what?
That devalues all of the titles.
The only good thing about it that I like about it is that we never really, really complain about NXT being that bad. So that's the only good thing.
And it's getting that way.
Why? Okay, well, we'll talk about that part after.
No, I mean, there was nothing really in particular on this show, but I just mean 7 titles for a show that's so short. I mean, that's maybe what Raw and SmackDown should have combined.
I get you. No, I'm not going to argue with you. You definitely have a point.
If everybody can win a title, what's the point? What's the value?
Right on. And you don't have enough people to compete for every single title either. Right. Or you make up. Yeah.
That's why you have, this one's a 7-time champion. Oh, this one's a 3-time champion. Oh,
right.
Charlotte's been on the WWE roster 6 years, and she's held her title,
11 times.
Yeah, whatever it is. I mean, come on.
And then you compare a guy like Cena, who's 16, but he's been on the roster for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyways, we get a match. We get Grizzly Young Vets versus August Gray, who's your boy. Did you catch? I didn't even hear this guy's name. Who was that?
The little Japanese guy that had the suit coat on?
Yeah, looked like Ultimate Warrior back in 96.
Jiro, I think, is what I caught out of it.
All right. I couldn't even. They didn't really say it because August Gray did most of the work in this match. But the coat reminded me of the '96 Ultimate Warrior when he came out WrestleMania 12.
I don't think I've ever seen the guy before.
Me either. Like I feel like if I'm not seeing that, they're not doing a good job talking about the guy, because I catch that stuff and you know what I mean? Because by then the Bolts game was over, so this was like I
Now
don't
you
know.
were paying attention.
Well, I just you know what I mean. The only thing because I was watching both. I had the game on and the
Yeah.
But anyways, we get the match going. It's going pretty good. August Gray, I like him a lot. I think he needs a lot more size, but he works well in the ring. What he does. Ciampa and Thatcher come down. They sit down right around the ringside. Watch the match. Like I said, it was a good match. Grizzly Young Vets ended up winning by pinfall. At the end of it, Grizzly Young Vets cut a promo. They say, next week, let's have a tornado tag match. So everybody's wrestling in the ring. What did you think of it? Do you like that stipulation?
It was a fine tag team match itself. I think AG, August Gray, as he's known in NXT, needs to go the route of Carmelo Hayes and put on a good 15 to 20 pounds of muscle. The match itself was fine. It was more of an enhancement match to try and build up what was going to happen next week, which is the purpose of enhancement matches. A tornado tag team match, it'll probably be very good. I wonder why it's on NXT as opposed to the pay-per-view. Yeah,
exactly what my next question was. Like, I don't get it.
And with that, but wait a minute, I'm getting the cue from the back. We have to go to a brief timeout. There's so much going on in the world of Boston Wrestling MWF. You can't miss a moment because of things like this. You got to get one break in there, kid.
WWE is coming home to Kansas City with Monday Night Raw. WWE is back with Monday Night Raw in Kansas City, Monday, July 26th. Tickets on sale now.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Mirade.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insider's in-studio shoot interviews on eBay with this brand new personally autographed WWE Royal Rumble 2021 11x14 poster signed by WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, his advocate Paul Heyman, and Kevin Owens. Reigns and Owens battled for the Universal title in a last standing match January 31st in the Thunderdome in Tampa. This limited edition collector's poster is number 31 of only 50 produced. Comes with WWE authentication hologram on the poster itself. Also comes with an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas and a bonus autographed 8x10 photo. Get this rare, awesome collectible for your man cave and help keep wrestling legends working now. Boston Wrestling Sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE NXT and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021. Wrestling fans, especially here in the Boston area, we want to thank our great friends at Red Rose for their support for all of our charitable endeavors and programming efforts. Red Rose is 2 years young and extremely thankful for all the support they've had from our neighbors here in Melrose and beyond. for an amazing first 2 years. Red Rose thanks Melrose and all of the first responders who have fought the good fight and have never given up hope during these unprecedented times. We did it together. Follow Red Rose on Facebook for their anniversary special, facebook.com/Red Rose Melrose. You'll be glad you did. Open until 2 a.m. Red Rose will give you fresh, piping hot, mouth-watering food that'll put an ear-to-ear smile on even the toughest critic's face. Check out their full menu online at redrosema.com or give them a call, 781-620-1889. All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insiders. Keep that in mind. On Patreon, you can see the first episode of New Jack, the final interviews, a 6-week series that we're going to have of the late Jerome Young, who was with us just 6 days before he passed away. So much great exclusive content coming your way at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling as we prepare for not 1, not 2, but 3 days of Marty Jannetty, June 18th, 19th, and 20th. It is going to be something as we cap off the weekend with the Hell in the Cell live watch-along, where we have a Make-A-Wish mega raffle, where one fan will win thousands of dollars worth of prizes for as little as a $5 raffle ticket. Head on over to bostonwrestling.com for complete information. Dave, I pass the baton to you. Back to our look at the June 8th, 2021 WWE NXT.
All right. Well, we get a little video package, I guess, of Bobby Fish training. I actually kind of liked it. It just shows him doing something different, showing that he's, he can box, he can wrestle. He's not just the wrestler. He can also do a little MMA. I like it. I think it didn't do a lot. It wasn't long, but it just showed a little something of a different side of him. I like him. I really do. I see a lot of potential in him. I just hope he doesn't get hurt, because that's the only thing that I think really holds him back.
Yeah.
Right. Every time he's getting the push, he gets the hurt.
Man.
So I'm hoping this will, not happen and he can get the rocket in him.
And I don't think he's a very young guy either.
No, he's
even
not.
when he wrestled Chris Sabin for us back at, I think it was Soul Survivor 5, back at Memorial Hall in 2008. He wasn't a youngin' at that point. So.
No, I know he's in his mid-30s at least.
Yeah,
So.
well, I mean, it was a nice little vignette to show off a little different side of him, I guess, maybe, is the best way to put it. But I wish best, anytime someone's worked with us, I wish them the best. Because it gives us a little bit of credibility, too. But
right on.
I don't think this can be right. I just Googled it. It said Bobby Fish is 44 years old.
Holy shit.
I don't think he's that old. I mean, like I said, that's Wikipedia. I don't know. I didn't think I would have said late 30s, but.
Why would, no way. Maybe, I don't know. Jesus, that's crazy.
Well, the funny thing is, I think he would have been in maybe his early 30s when he wrestled Sabin, so do the math.
I guess, but that just, 44. Wow.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, I thought mid-30s. I thought it was like right around Kyle O'Reilly's age.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's had a long career. I mean, he's not new to the game.
Good for him missing the releases at least.
Yeah, well, it's like, just keep saving the paycheck, baby.
That's right. From there, Candice LeRae comes out. She cuts a promo on Poppy. Poppy comes out, says, I don't wrestle, but I know someone who does. And we get the returning of Io Shirai. Io comes down to the ring and clears house. She starts beating on everybody. So she's back. That's good for the NXT roster because she's really good. What did you think of it? Yeah, I know you don't like that.
Well, I don't mind Io Shirai, but Candice LeRae, come on.
Yeah, I know she doesn't do it for you.
No.
From there, we get the old school Doc Hendricks with the Slam Jam update. I love this. I thought this was really cool. It brought me back to when I was way younger. Just goes over all the matches for NXT in your house this weekend. I really like that. And Doc Hendricks, he still does it really well. I liked it a lot. What did you think of it?
It was fun for what it was. It's nice to go retro a little bit with the In Your House theme. As long as they don't overdo it.
This weekend, I guess you're going to get Todd Pettingill involved, too. I guess 11 o'clock on Sunday, they say they're going to do like a press conference or something.
A press conference?
Yeah.
Really? All right, well, we'll see.
I thought, but just to have Todd Pettingill is pretty cool. I always liked him. It just brings me back to my childhood, you know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool.
He had good personality. I think he was a little too comical, which is why I think they stuck him on what was that show called? Mania, early Saturday morning.
WWF Mania. Yeah, I know.
He was never a guy that was on Raw or involved with anything of much importance. He was a pretty good. He was a pretty good pitchman. But I
remember him doing some stuff on. Remember Free for All on before the pay-per-views on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was a good pitchman, but he's even though he was with WWE full time, he still did New York City radio Monday through Friday. So he a lot of personality.
He did well for himself, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what he was making for Vince. He was there during a time when it was absolutely dead. He was there from January of '93 until they tried to find the clone in Michael Cole in '97. So he was there for a good 4 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, hey, good for him, right?
He's responsible for Michael Cole.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
So maybe I don't like him. You know what? I take back everything I said about Todd Pettengill.
Right on. From there, we get the match of Dakota Kai with Raquel Gonzalez by her side versus Ember Moon. Really good match. I really enjoyed. I like both of them. I think Dakota's pretty good. I think Ember's really good. Like I said, it was a good match. Raquel ends up getting involved, which causes Ember to win by a DQ. Moon and Raquel end up brawling all over the place. Moon ends up getting the upper hand, ends up in the ring by herself. I guess it's leading to their match, obviously, for Sunday in your house. Thought it was really good. I like both of them. What do you think of it?
It wasn't bad, but at this point, I just said, you know what? Too many women tonight. Too much. I had enough.
Too much. I've had enough.
I had enough.
Yeah. Right on. From there, we get the main event segment, whatever you want to call it. Kross is in the ring. Regal tells Kross, this ain't happening. Kross says, you don't run NXT. I do now. I kind of like Kross's the way he's going against authority, but I also like how Regal, his facial is so funny. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
He gets so mad.
He's very believable.
Yes. Kyle O'Reilly comes out. Gargano comes out. Pete Dunne is next. Adam Cole comes out on the screen. Adam Cole is on the screen. They all cutting promos on Kross, all telling them different things. I wasn't going to go over everything everybody said. We'd be here for 25 minutes. After that, they all cut their promos on Kross, like I said. O'Reilly ends up slapping Kross, which was, cool, whatever. But that pissed off Kross. All-out brawl with everyone going at it but Cole. Out of nowhere, Cole comes out, super kicks Kross 3 different occasions. Cole is left standing in the middle of the ring holding the NXT title. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm hoping that they give Cole back the title. I don't think so. I wouldn't mind if Kyle O'Reilly gets it, like we said. I liked this segment a lot. I thought it was short and sweet, not a lot of talking. They end up brawling, and it goes off the air. It was good stuff. What did you think of it?
I got to agree with you. I thought it was a really good way for them to end the show. It built up interest in the pay-per-view main event Sunday, network special on Sunday, whatever you want to call it. You had the right guys in there, and I liked how they played it off that Cole was, hidden somewhere in the catacombs of the venue and then eventually snuck out when most of the guys were down injured and Karrion Kross was paying no mind to anyone. I thought it played out well. It made Cole look like the true heel of the group, and it continues to paint Kross as the badass. So I'm interested to see how things culminate this Sunday night In Your House. I only wish you were going to be with us.
I know. I'm just not. By the time I get home, I'm not going to make it down there. That's the only reason why. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? You'll have to apologize to the fans, not me.
Absolutely, guys. I'm sorry, everybody in YouTube land. But
I forgive you.
What I was going to say to you, what did you think of Adam Cole? Still look like a little kid to you, or what?
Yes, especially next to Karrion Kross. He looks even more like a twerp.
You're unbelievable.
Well, I'm not trying. I'm looking at it objectively. He looks like a tiny little guy. He has his arms are thin. He's not very tall. I mean, I don't know how far you can go with that.
I think you can go to the moon, baby.
Well,
I graded.
That's what they said about Dogecoin too. But
I gave NXT a 7 out of 10 this week. Like I said, I really liked it a lot. A lot of women. That's why I went down a little bit just because, don't get me wrong, I like some of the women's matches, but a little bit too much, especially with Poppy. I don't understand it. Yeah, she did a soundtrack or whatever you want to call it for NXT, but other than that, I don't get the whole big old storyline around her. 7 out of 10 I thought was fair. They all work good, pretty good, decent matches. What did you think?
We were close. I was thinking 7, but it was too much women, so I dropped it to a 6.
Okay, not bad. There we go. What did you? So definitely, that's what do you call it? What do you say? That's good going into NXT Takeover.
I just would have liked to have seen less of the women. I thought it was a good show for them to.
But, no, that's all I'm asking. I'm asking, do you think they did enough to build for the NXT Takeover in your house?
Yes.
Yes, there we go.
I thought they did a good job.
That's all that matters, because we're always talking about WWE on like Raw and SmackDown. Did they do enough for whatever pay-per-views? We're like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, if you go up and down the lineup for the show itself, I thought they did a good job building up the matches of importance.
Right on, then. Well, that's all I got.
That's all we got. Well, it was a quick week for us, and that's not a bad thing because I got a lot of editing to do as I continue to be behind. We remind you at the top of the hour, we have the Wrestling Insider's debut of WWE Hall of Famer Gerald Briscoe. It's going to be a fun episode as we flash back to some great late 80s wrestling talk. We hope you join us as we continue our summer of 7 p.m., 7 nights a week. Dear God, I don't know how I do it. I've had about enough, but that's a different story for a different time. I don't know if you heard the beeping on the phone. That was Linda chiming in with something to make this day even longer. But nonetheless, Dave, it was a pleasure. We will be back when? The next review isn't for a while, right?
It won't be till Saturday because there's nothing tonight. There's obviously nothing Thursday unless you do Impact, but you don't want to.
There's nothing Thursday,
and Friday. Wait a minute. Hold on, though. Did you end up catching the TJP and Josh Alexander match?
To be honest, as much as I wanted to, no. I haven't had the time. I'm so behind really here in this studio.
They did a hell of a job in the Iron Man match. As much as I don't like TJP the person, because, he rubbed me the wrong way in Florida, I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was really done well. I think you should go out of your way and watch it. If you get 60 minutes to watch something, I know you're really booked with all the editing and everything, but if you do, I'd give it a shot. But yeah, we won't be doing a review until Saturday. We'll get AEW and SmackDown.
Get a double dose in.
Yep.
All right, fans. Well, for my partner in crime, Mr. Willis, Dave Carter, I'm Dan Mirade. Don't forget, again, 7 p.m., Hall of Famer Jerry Briscoe, Great Wrestling Talk. We'll see you then. You and yours be well. Good night. The World Wrestling Federation was live at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, California, Tuesday, June the 9th, 1987. In the opening contest, CVRV beat Frenchie Martin. Scott Casey with the win over Jose Estrada. Brutus Beefcake defeated Johnny V. Hercules victorious over Ken Patera. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, who replaced Harley Race, beat Ricky the Dragon Steamboat via countout. WWF Women's Champion, the Fabulous Moolah, retained the title over Debbie Combs. Rick Rude defeated Dusty Wolf. And in the main event, Demolition with the win over the Killer Bees. If you were in San Francisco live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our world-renowned Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston Wrestling Sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.